Okay. Hello, good morning, everyone. To our speakers today, our physical audiences and online audiences, welcome to our IJBEL Studio Series number 4. Okay, my name is Ying. I'm the moderator for today's sessions, as well as the managing editor for our International Journal of Business Events and Legacy, IJBEL. I'm personally very excited today because we have the honors of having three of our local Miri stakeholders here to share and discuss about the insight, the experiences in the tourism industry over the years, in particularly like during and after COVID-19, how they actually survive, revitalize, and sustain in the tourism business. So here, sitting next to me, okay, we have Caroline, Ian, and Wilson. I believe that our audiences are also very interested to know more about themselves. So without further ado, can I invite Caroline to just introduce yourself and then just tell us what are you doing and then where are you from and then a bit of your story.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Tiang. Good morning. My name is Caroline. I'm currently attached with Coco Cabana. I've been with the Coco Cabana team for about 2 years. And previously, I've also been involved in tourism from the point of view I'm a registered nature park guide as well. Have been doing that also for a few years. And then previously, I come from a diverse background in marketing, consumer market research, etc. And I hope that my knowledge of being a park guide from my marketing as well can have been able to help in Coco Cabana as well from various aspects.
Yeah, I believe your background is very interesting since you're talking about consumer research. We are also doing research in this and then also your experience and what you know about the tourism world really. Yeah, it's so good. Yeah. Maybe Ian, can you also tell us a bit more about yourself?
Hello, my name is Ian, with the surname Quack, KVK, and then I was actually from the engineering background, but I was involved in the travel agency since 10 years ago when we had a chance to found a company with local partners. And then, so far we are doing inbound, outbound, meaning bringing tourists to Miri and outside of Miri, outside of Malaysia. We also do ticketing, and then a few years back we also developed a totally new section, which is a diving section. So we train divers, we explore Miri, underwater heavens, and then we also, last year, we start into organizing events. We develop another section of event management. My travel agency's name is Minda Travel. We also run guest house, backpacker slots, cater for the backpackers market.
Yeah, you are actually running a lot of one package of them, one full package of the tourism business already.
Yeah, and market,
yeah, and then your background is also very interesting. You're from the engineering and then you jump into the tourism and then you form a group with a lot of people. Yeah, we would really like to hear from you and your story later. I have prepared a few questions already here. Okay, thank you, Ian. Yeah, Wilson.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Wilson. I'm a Sarajan. I graduated from this university during the year of 2008, School of Business, Management and Marketing. And right after I graduated in the year 2008, I think the time was some kind of economic crisis, 2008. And it's quite hard to find a job. I was applying for banking industry. The time it's quite hard to find a job, so straight away I got into business, all kinds of business from hair and beauty products to heavy machinery and spare parts. But the thing I'm most passionate about is events, organizing events, which is a tourism-related event, not just any event, tourism-related event. So that's how I got into the team during 2016. But before that, I got another event company which is still running. But then during 2016, I had a chance to team up with Ian to revitalize the venue it was abandoned, the venue was abandoned. So 2016, we start revitalizing the place, and we get it going since 2017.
Okay. So, Wilson, I think I should tell you that welcome back to Curtin. Because today's our IJBEL's venue is actually Curtin University, the Faculty of Business. And yeah, I'm proud of your story because you are the alumni of our and yeah, your background is also very interesting. And then yeah, from a Faculty of Business, you graduated, and then you goes into a lot of industry from the beauty, and then still you are very passionate with tourism and tourism event. And I also believe that what you have shared today will be very relevant to our business events and legacies, because we also want to get more input from the tourism stakeholders like you to see how we can go further with the business event in Miri in particular. Okay, so like what I said just now, I have prepared a list of questions to ask our panelists today. So let's go back to COVID-19 pandemic during that time. We know that tourism industry is really very challenging during that time. Like the flight is cancelled, the flight is not flying, the cruise is not cruising, for example. Like a lot of things has a lot of plan will have to postpone or either postpone or cancel. So that 2 years is not easy. And then I know that you have gone through that 2 years, and then now you are here. Okay, still very active in the tourism industry. So I would like to also invite you to share some of your story, like how you survived and what is your successful story. Can you share a bit with us how you go through this period of time?
Yeah, maybe I'll start with me. My travel agency, we have transport. So we have buses, we have vans, and then because of no tourists coming in to Miri, so there are point of time that we are really worried and then desperate, and then didn't know what's going to happen next. And then we got an opportunity offered by the resident office to transport the patients in the quarantine. So at that point of time, I consulted a few friends and then industrial players that they strongly suggested me not to take it because of the risk behind. But I decided to take it, so we just do whatever we can to protect our crew members, but also deliver the service, because I think it is not about how to say safe or not. We had to do it. Somebody had to do it. So we decided to take out the responsibility, and then it becomes at the end of the day, it turned out to be one of the best decision we made during that time. So it actually helped us survive through the 2 years period, and then so we are thankful for that opportunity. And then also last year we decided to become the event organizer. So this we work together with Wilson, Herring, and we try to. It is something new, very new for us. But I think if we can organize event ourselves, we can actually create the demand, and then we can get in the tourists or participants or the delegates, and then they will definitely help our business as well, because we supplying the hotels rooms. We organize for them the itinerary, transport. So that would be a income for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here I see at least two things that is very important. Number one, during this pandemic period, you actually do a lot of social responsibilities where you, like what you said just now, somebody have to take it, okay, to transport all the people that needed to be transported to their quarantine hotels or places. So that's very meaningful opportunities, and also very meaningful, impactful decisions of your company as well. This is number one. And then number two, you mentioned about last year onwards, I believe that you see some market opportunities as well. That's why you want to organize, or you go into that event industry, right? You go organize that. And I know that there are several very big events as well. It's coming up and going on, okay, which is related to your organizations. Yeah. So yeah, I believe that is a very important like tips to the local as well on how to survive and how to maintain. Yeah, it's not only like we have to wait for the opportunities, but we have to create the opportunities and demand to the local market as well. Yeah, thank you for your sharing, Ian.
Yeah. I believe always there's a choice that you have to make. You
Mhm.
can choose to step back or choose to come out. So yeah,
Yeah, so it is
many
just a
choice.
matter of like step back or move forward, right?
Yeah.
So obviously your team is moving forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, Karen, maybe you have some. Do you have anything
Mm,
to add on?
I mean, in terms of the tourism industry,
Mm-hmm.
I think apart from I think the whole industry during the pandemic was really very badly affected, and especially from the tourist guide point of view as well. So I think a lot of them looked at other opportunities to. A lot of them actually gone back to their hometown to become to reap the from the land and do farming, etc. But there are other tour guides who also went to look for other opportunities as well in the industry. Yeah, to survive. Yeah.
Can I do? Yeah, that's why you are in
That's
this
how
group, is it?
that's how I ended up here because I had just got my park guide license and I just finished my product course in Mulu, and I think 2 weeks after that there was lockdown totally. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think the timing is still okay. Yeah, you got your license already, and then you get another opportunities to join this group, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Okay. Just now we discussed about like how bad is the tourism business, but also we see another another opportunities in the market. And I would also like to like to know from your perspective, like we always talk about like the worst. Okay, what about the least affected in industry or business during this? I mean, the tourism business during this period of time.
I think the least affected during the pandemic was, I think, the hotel industry because, as Ian mentioned, they ventured into providing transport to the uh, to the state and to transport those who are tested positive or those are in transit from the oil exchange crew and all. And because of that, the government had this subsidy to help the hotel industry by placing these people who needed to be quarantined during the period of time at the hotels. And also, like as I understand, also some companies, instead of their team or employees going to the office, they had to go and work at the hotels. Some, I think Merit was fully booked with the shell crew.
Yeah, so the hotel is the least impacted. Yeah, we can see that as well, right? Like the occupancy rate is really
High during that point of time.
Yeah, just because of that. And yeah, I believe that okay, when the hotel occupancy rate is high, and then it will also bring along the the side business like F&B. Yeah.
So the whole team, at least they're able to sustain and keep their team. A lot of companies, the other industries, they had to let go a lot of their staff. But it was fortunate in the city. I mean, hotels were able to sustain and maintain their staff because of the high occupancy rates of these positive cases who needed to go to and be quarantined.
I just want to add on. Sarawak is actually one of the rare cases because we have oil and gas crews. There's a crew change every day, going in and out, so they stay in the hotel. I'll read the report that I saw to Carol. Is that Sarawak actually has the least room cancellations during the pandemic. So our hotels occupancy is the highest among all the states. So it's an interesting fact. Yeah. Of course, we have to thank our governments for being considerate and support the hotels.
I think this support is very important. Okay, and it's like a lot of or I would say almost all of the hotels are surviving during this period of time. and because of the survival, and then it also creates some opportunities for us post-pandemic, like when we organize some event, and then we can actually accommodate the outsider, the visitors from the other places. Yeah. Wilson, do you want to add on anything?
Another thing is Sarawak is the only region in Malaysia where anyone flying in will have undergo 14 days of quarantine.
Yes,
Yes.
that's right.
Yeah, we were the only region in Malaysia. So
Mhm.
it's a government policy that's another point to let the hotel survive. Not just survive, they thrive actually.
They
Yeah,
thrive.
the rate is more than 80% from some of my friends.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it's government.
Thanks to the government for these opportunities as well.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And because of this, all of this support from the government as well as the local communities, I would say, okay, now we have a very established, maybe the facilities and infrastructures for like business tourism or any type of tourism. So I would also like to ask you, what do you see as the biggest potential for the business event growth in Miri? Like now it's already post-pandemic, and then we can see a lot of different opportunities in the market. So how do you see, or what do you see as the biggest potential of business event growth in Miri?
Because I see that the sorry, give me a minute. I see that because that Miri is the doorway or the gateway to the northern part of Sarawak.
Mhm.
So it is very rich in terms of its ethnic and cultural background,
Mhm.
and each ethnic group has its own unique, say dance or unique food. So I think this would be very attractive to to people, especially foreigners, to develop the business event market.
Okay, so you said that like
Yeah.
for the business event growth, we can actually incorporate the idea of our culture and also like different culture, foods and other
Yeah.
things, the uniqueness of Miri, and then
Yes.
make it like stand out from the crowd.
Yeah.
Okay, because this is a doorway.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Like this is really a doorway to a lot of different like very interesting places in Sarawak, like Ubaram. We have
Yeah.
Mulu, we have
Yeah.
Mia, and
Yes.
Baria, Pekalalang. All these places are very, very unique in Sarawak, in fact, right? Yeah. So do you have any other like suggestions, maybe from a business standpoint, like what should we, the people in Miri or the businesses in Miri, okay, as a destination or the host of the destination to improve to make this place a more business event competitive destination?
I think flight connectivity is also very important because also we are still the gateway. So if we have a good flight connection, that would definitely be very important. Flight connectivity and service in terms of accommodation, nice hotels that people can where the events can be held, nice location.
Really, so far, we offer a good match of unspoiled nature. There's a rainforest, 1,000 years, and international standard hotels. So, like Marriott, like Pullman, there are some good hotels in the city. So, it's a good match. So, people can come here for the exotic natural surroundings, and then while they can enjoy the high tech kind of environments, services we have. And then I think Miri also has an advantage is next to Brunei, because Brunei airport is 2 hours away, so we can make use of their international airport. So I'm really looking forward when the border opens.
Yeah.
And then there are universities out there. We need more collaborations, and then we can bring in some of the. We can even do one events, business events, partly in Brunei, partly in Miri. It will be a good selling point as well, because Miri has a very lively nightlife, and then we also have a good value for money. Yeah.
This is very interesting suggestions that like partly in Miri and partly in Brunei. So you are suggesting like if we can like collaborate with somebody in Brunei, and then we have this conference, for example,
Yeah.
held in both places, like maybe for the day one and day two in Brunei, and after that we transfer to Miri.
I think it's kind of common in Europe because of the distance. But Miri Brunei, definitely, I don't see any big problems. We have highways, and then we have something that Brunei don't have, but then the other way, Brunei also can offer something else, royal family. So it's about collaboration at the end of the day, resource sharing, network sharing. We can work more closely. Event with two countries involved, I think it sounds great also. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very interesting, like design, like networking and then sharing about resources as well. And I know that you are running the tour company, right? So like in terms of the connectivity, so Miri as a gateway. So like previously, where will be the like transition point to like if people want to come here from maybe from a Europe country, where they can transit to Miri?
Like I said before, if you want to fly out, Brunei Airport, International Airport is one of the airport that we will use. We will send, let's say they want to go to Hong Kong, New Zealand, Australia, they have few direct flight. So it's like just taking a flight. It's like you go to KL, you go to the KL International Airport, and then you take the flight out, and you directly arrive at the destination. So there's something good about Brunei. And then for tourists coming in, usually we will include in Brunei city tour along the way. So they arrive at the airport, even though their destination is Miri, they want to enjoy their time in Miri, but along the way we can do some additional Brunei tour for them. They stop by museum, they stop by few interesting place. So and then actually the Brunei side, they offer cheaper airfares to Mirian than to their own people. They encourage us to use them more.
So we have the competitive advantage, not to say competitive advantage. This is the additional benefit to us, right, as a Mirian.
Depends on how you look at it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe well, so since you are doing event, right? Like previously and then now you're going into event also. So do you have the other like how do you see this industry and then what can we improve to help to grow this business event in Miri?
Okay, back to business events. Maybe definitely we have the suitable venue to cater this even international level business events. But the point I see is that we need to improve is something very small but very crucial, which is all these venues, the large 48-seater bus, is it 40 seater, 40 plus seater? 40 plus seater, the big bus, they can't really like reach the hotel lobby. I'll just put it this way. Yes, we don't have a hotel with this kind of accessibility. The bus is parked like on the roadside. People have to carry out the luggage and go into the hotel. And this is one of the point I definitely hope we can do some improvement with this. And not just hotel, we don't have a restaurant to cater for this kind of bus. Means that the tourist comes in few buses. There's none. There's not a single restaurant that can accommodate this kind of this kind of number of people coming at the same time. The bus cannot park there. So and we are in the tropical country and it rains a lot. Yeah, and a lot.
So we need more tourist bus friendly
spots. That's the word. Tourist bus friendly spots.
So where the tourists come, the accessibility is so it's easy for them to go to their hotel or restaurant or to their destination.
This is very important information to a lot of us because without you saying all this, like sharing all this your experience, especially we don't know about this, right? So it means that the 40 plus seaters bus is the big one, right? Yeah. But yeah. So you have gone through all this while. So how you solve this problem?
I know Coco Cabana yesterday, they called me up. They say, we have a group of 40 pets want to go there to dine. And then the bus driver told us cannot drive in.
Yeah.
So
the tourists have to work in, or you have to change the bus.
they have to.
Because we currently got, they have to walk in because we currently got a lot of activities going on soon. We've got a few activities planned coming up this weekend. So we definitely expect a bit of a traffic jam.
But we will be
looking at redesigning the whole traffic.
Bus parking lots,
Actually, there is a reserved parking lot for buses at this point in time, but because there's an overflow of traffic, so cars also tend to park at that reserved parking as well.
Yeah. Maybe one day we should have a meeting together with the other business players or practitioners together to discuss on how to redesign their current facilities to improve this so that we can accommodate more tourists in the future. The accessibility is very important.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much for this very important input. So that is from the standpoint of the business practitioners. So what about the community, like the people, the local people here? So what do you think that what is lacking in the market? What are our weaknesses that we should improve to make us a destination that is competitive, business event or any type of tourism competitive? Do you have any suggestions?
I think because as I mentioned just now, that Miri is very rich in terms of the ethnic groups. There are great diversity of them here. One way is we should work with each community to maybe come up with some of their handicraft, for example, or food. So when the visitors come for business events, we can also maybe give it to it as a door game or something like that to help them as well to promote their local, their own ethnic products. Yeah.
Their own ethnic special products.
Yeah. So the ethnic groups and their products become more well known to the international world through business events.
Yeah, I agree with you. There's a lot of times that when we visit to a conference or business event destination, and definitely we want to have a souvenir that can reflect to that destination.
And a lot of things are so unique about the Sarawak ethnic culture and their products as well, in terms of handicraft as well. Not only handicraft, but their clothing as well. It's all very unique, their jewelry.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the two of you, do you have any
because we've been handling few decision maker about whether to bring the events to conference business events to Miri or other cities. So there are a few things they usually will question about, and of course the hotels, the venues, they will do the inspection. But I won't say we will have a very big advantage over other cities, because a lot of cities are developed cities, they have a better hotel or maybe same level of hotels. So at the end of the day, it comes to the hospitality, whether our people can cater for them. Like what we did with our past inspections is we always bring them to mayor office to meet and greet with the mayor. And I think maybe for the big cities they can't do that, but for Miri, yes, our mayor is very, very supportive, and then our council, they are helping us to arrange to make this all this possible. So I think the hospitality, and then also the creativity is the one will attract them to come to Miri. So we just have to come up with more things, and then better service. Let's say our event organizer had to be more professional, and then they had to be more creative. They can deliver the effects that only found in Miri or very special. They will impress the decision makers.
Okay.
So it's very important that we have to start always trying something new. Trying something new. Yeah.
Yeah. So from your standpoint, it's all about like there's a
Mm.
Caroline is talking about like how communities can
Mm.
bring out their uniqueness, and then Ian is actually talking about like how the business practitioners or the decision makers, how they help us to like stand up from the crowd.
Yeah.
Okay, like for example, to bring out the uniqueness of Miri, and then how they like accommodate us, right? Yeah, and yeah, maybe Wilson, do you have anything like?
Okay, I will bring up something which maybe not a lot of people is aware of. Is from the perspective of us, community as the stakeholders, means the general public, the citizens of Miri. We need more education. How do I put it in? The word education will be a little bit heavier. The point is, our local people doesn't know how to promote Miri. I have friends who come to Miri and then ask another Miriam, another Miriam friend, ask my friend from other places, why do you come to Miri? There's nothing in Miri. We get all this kind of situation, quite a serious situation when a local doesn't know how to promote your own place. Maybe we already get bored living in this city, going on the same road every day, the same. Everything is the same. And you forgot the uniqueness of this very beautiful city. As for tourists or business events, there are a lot like cultural association or our Chinese ethics associations. These people then need to start to promote and bring their like their AGM or their any type of activities to choose Miri as the destination for this kind of events. So not just business events or tourists. There are a lot of things we can do when the public starts to work, but to know that Miri is a very unique place in Sarawak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
everyone needs to start thinking differently and looking at your own hometown very different from a very different perspective.
Yeah.
So it means that the local have to think first, okay, to start thinking like how to promote this destination, okay, and then like what you said, that like think out of the box. Maybe in one day we can like arrange a tour for the local, and then let them to like to reintroduce what is interesting in Miri, and then from there maybe they can create some word of mouth, right? Rather than asking people, hey, why are you coming to Miri? Or maybe next time the first thing, hey, Miri is so interesting, you should come to Miri. Yeah. And then I believe that is the power of the community. Okay, when we unite, when we know about how interesting or how unique our place or our destination is, okay, then we will have that desire to promote our place. Yeah, and of course, the community, like the people here, okay, they have to bring out the unique products that attract people, so that when people they create the word of mouth, people come here and then they have something to buy. And then also like what you said, the uniqueness of Miri, that our hospitality, we have a very friendly Miri City Council, the government itself themselves, that can help us to attract people as well. So I think all of these points have to combine and then make it a very impactful one, right? Okay. Hopefully we can do it like as well as possible. It's starting today. Yeah, it's very interesting input. And this is one of the most important questions. One of them. Okay. Yeah, I know that the three of you actually work together now to revitalize a few places, and then one of it is one of the most popular place is actually the Coco Cabana. Okay, like what Wilson said previously, Coco Cabana was abandoned once, and then you actually pack up, and then you plan for the development, and then you develop and revitalize it. So I believe our audiences is also interested to learn about how you got started. Okay, what next you want to like revitalize that place, and then maybe your legacy on this.
Okay. Of course, when Coco Cabana was revitalized, it was well known for specific a lot of events that some of it is food events, the Asian Fest events, and also for music events, even like photo shoot, big bike, even light shows. So there have been a lot of events that have in the past been very attractive to Mirians, and not only Mirians at that time, Bruneians were also coming in as well. So we, post-pandemic, moving forward, we would like to revitalize all these events so that Coco Cabana is again the attraction for Miri. It's that when people come to Miri, where should we go? We wanted people to say, oh, Coco Cabana is the place.
Right?
Naturally, it has its own beauty. It has one of the most beautiful sunsets, I think, in Sarawak. I think you can say. Yeah. And each sunset, I would say, is very different. It depends on the weather as well as the sun, but it is very, very unique. Yeah, there are some interesting spots that a lot of tourists like to go to take a sunset picture at Coco Cabana.
Yeah, in fact, it is now already a must-go place in Miri, like a check-in point.
The
Instagram
check-in point, yes.
Yeah.
So we hope to, yes, it will continue, and it's a place that people will check in. And in the future, we hope to see more cultural activities happening there, because I think Kuching has its cultural village, but Miri has no place where cultural events can be held. We hope to develop it in Coco Cabana.
I think we already locking art markets, which is one of the first few efforts to promote local arts. So I think the art vendors, the artists, we provide them a platform to showcase their artworks, which is very nice, because in many cities they have art markets every weekend. So we hope that in future we will have it more regularly, work together with the art events organizer, and then it can complement any business event. They will have this as one of the programs when they come into Miri for the business events. So we also hope to incorporate more music, so music, arts, cultural things. There's some reason I believe that we not intend to keep it as just a restaurant or a dining place, because I think Miri really deserve, or we need a event space. They can do a lot of things. We can try a lot of things, new things, and then I think that's what we've been doing. For this one.
Yes, I believe it, because all the business event, they need to like complement by the other tourism products or businesses. Like if we have a very like fun place, then it can help attract people as well. And people come here, they will bring along their maybe partners or like families. Okay, when the family is here, they can also tour around maybe.
And Coco Cabana has its unique wooden building with its beautiful carvings on the building, which is people just come to just take pictures in front of the carvings. That is something very unique we can offer as an event space as well.
Do you think that like it can actually help like small business event over there?
Yes,
it's the place. Right.
We try to offer something different from the hotels. So we work together with hotels. So like I remember last few business events, they actually do majority of the seminars, conference in the hotel, and then they have a gala dinner at Cabana, for example, or they have tours over there, a high tea over there. And then they can do team building over there as well.
It's like corporate activity.
There's a whole lot of diverse things we can do at Coco Cabana.
It's a totally different feel from the hotel. So for some organizer, they feedback to us. They say we already done a lot in the hotels. So, we can try something else, just to give them a little bit different experience, which is good.
Maybe there's also one way for the local to like just back to the communities. One way for them to promote Miri. Like we have a lot of like a very interesting place, and then we cannot actually have our corporate activities in the hotels, and if we do not want to do in the hotels and want to do it like not in the common way, we can just go to Copacabana, and then we can actually have a place that is like culture rich and with a very beautiful like scenery like over there, sunset and anything, any other activities. It's really interesting. And I still remember that Wilson, you mentioned that you joined Copacabana in 2016, right? I believe that the three of you, when you want to revitalize that place, it must be something that is very, very unique that make you want to do this project together. Maybe Wilson, can you share that story of yours that you joined?
But Ian is the person who kickstart the project. It's not me. I just joined him.
Okay. So influence.
That's him. What's the question?
Why you want to what makes you want to join this team to revitalize this Copacabana? Because if you don't see the uniqueness, if you don't resonate with their objective, maybe you won't join. I believe that.
Okay. It's a very simple answer. It's a beautiful place. See, being abandoned. It was a restaurant, a very high-end restaurant where general public is not afford to eat there on weekly basis. So and then they closed down. It got abandoned. It got very run down. Even the roof is struck by lightning. It's burned, and it's in quite a chaos situation. So it hurts my heart to see the place. I love the place a lot. So then, and when I know he's the one decided to bring it back, I decided to join him.
Okay, so you offer yourself like I want to join.
It's just such a beautiful and unique place. You don't see this kind of place. I would say anywhere else in Sarawak. For those of you not familiar with the place, it's reclaimed land in the middle of the sea. On one side is South China Sea, and the other side is Miri's Marina Yacht Club. So it's like a peninsula in the middle of the sea. It's very beautiful. The breeze, the sunset, and the design we have there is it's actually Balinese theme. The building, the 100% handcrafted building. It's a very nice place. So gotta do it. It is maybe it's my way of contributing back to the community. Because when we're doing this, it's not as profitable as the public sees us. We are quite hard on a lot of the things.
I believe it is not easy to revitalize a place. The cost, the effort, the time.
Times and a lot of thoughts been given in.
And then you maintain it, and then during that time you already had that bungalow, like the shop that you're operating already. Okay. So back to Ian. The founder.
The developer actually is some group. I always believe there's an old saying someone has a land, but they don't develop it, and then we have the software, and then sometimes another party has the manpower. So if we can just collaborate together, then this land will the values will go up because there's something going on. So that's what we're trying to do. Not only with Copacabana, but we also eyeing at other unutilized or underperforming space. We try to apply the same magic, not to say the magic, but we try to work together to a group of people who have passion about it, like Wilson, and then we just had to make use of the space and then make it to become the attractions and then interesting place
to revitalize, to remodel the whole thing.
There are a lot of places I think we can do that in Miri. So by doing so, I think it's not only the achievement that we feel, but it's also giving back to the community, to Miri City as well.
I think the key is still like the communities itself. That you have to gather people with the same like objective or same goal with you, and then like want to contribute back to this place, and only you can work together. So I think that is all you have in mind, and then from there you expand, right? Yeah.
A lot of try and error. It's
Yeah.
too much. It's constantly very costly.
Firstly, in terms of like just now time
Yeah.
and money and a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
And then Caroline, you also joined them,
Yeah.
like since 2016, is it?
No. I need to just last 2 years.
Last 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so what makes you want to join them?
Like it's similar to Wilson. Like it's a unique place.
Okay, again,
It's so unique and it's beautiful and it has its own characteristic about it. I suppose that I really love the sunset. That is very captivating over there. Yeah.
So maybe I can summarize that. Okay, the beautifulness of that place actually attract the communities, and then we see that okay, yeah, we should actually do something on it, maintain it, and
It's imagination, because the time we went in it is already run down. So you have to imagine how you after a few years how it can be.
Something greater in the future.
Okay, so the imagination, you have to think out of the box, and then I believe that with Copacabana as the prototype maybe, and then you have like what you said, you have the other plan already, and you are ongoing. You are doing it right now, and we are looking forward to more like place like Copacabana in Miri. Yes. Okay, I think that's all for today's discussions. But before we end the discussions, want to open the floor to our audiences.
I would like to immediately catch up with the last topic, because we are sitting here now on our campus. Unfortunately, just the opposite direction of the city from this beautiful place. And I would like to know, question, what can Copacabana or Britain do to get student communities more involved? To have really more options to facilitate more interaction. Because what I'm thinking is, usually such places is for the youth. And as far as I know, there are not so many hangout places for the youth from Miri. We have an international community here, so an immediate question, is there any way to make it more attractive? Not passively. We have such an active
Student
campus community with so many student clubs and so, but I see there are 20 kilometers in between, right?
Yeah.
And it's for students not easy to commute.
Yeah.
And so on. So any idea, or maybe there are ongoing plans already.
How do we like
Really.
20 kilometers of distance, zero distance. How? Do you have any?
Actually, when I just think back when I was a uni student, I hope that I will have a chance to involve in the events, international events especially. So I think Copacabana, since it's an events venue, so we can actually get the students to work together for the events. So they need volunteers for sure, and then some of the events they need more plans to make it better. So I think if we can open up, provide exposure for the students, and then provide a really new life experience for the student, it would be good. Because like Borneo Jazz is one of the example. If they can involve the students, they can actually learn how to do a music events. So and then also, of course, the art events as well. Artisan market, we can do some workshops together. And then the latest project, our latest project is a sculpture festival. I think we also trying to get the well-known sculptor to come to Miri just to share how they do. And then if you really look at Miri, we don't have a lot of sculptures. Even though Miri is known to be a resort city, we don't have those kind of unlike other cities. So I think there are a lot of things we can provide the students to think and then to contribute.
Yeah, so you still relate with learning, like workshop, and then they can come, enjoy, learn, and do something.
And then organizing skills, I think is important for the students to project management, for example. How to do the marketing for the events is also we need it badly actually. So that's why we want to get some interns.
So you would consider like empower a group of students to organize this event and then to do the marketing. For example, they could have different groups and oh, this is such a good opportunity to always.
I do feel that.
You know, my intention, my question went into the opposite direction. I wanted to see more leisure. I can come back to jobs. It's fantastic. Maybe, you know, both ways and the access entry points are interesting for students. So.
Yeah, maybe you have to start with one thing first or one project, and then from there we can slowly expand, like how to fill up the gap between these 20 kilometers.
Yeah, I mean, I take that on my note that you know, definitely to connect, you know, student council, maybe clubs and so on, and your team, so that you know how to contact each other for various purposes. So, good idea.
Yeah, thank you so much for the questions. I think we have one more question.
May I just request, Copacabana, if you have any event, inform us early. First, we can actually arrange. I know there is a distance, so I think if it is a good event, provide leisure experience to our students. I think now Peking University also try to enhance our student university life experience. Since we are quite far from the town, so occasionally if there is good event, we can actually try to request special bus services from our university and bus our students to Copacabana for an outing day or something to attend an event. I think that would be wonderful. I think it can be arranged, provided this information be shared early, so that we can arrange with we do have a so-called, like student first, all those initiatives on campus right now. So we want to let our students experience with me also. So inform us if you have events suitable for students. Please.
Share about what happening in Cabana this weekend.
Oh, this weekend we are very busy. This weekend, tonight we're starting our Aurora Odyssey. It's a light show where they are able to replicate. You don't have to go to Norway to see the Aurora. Cabana and see it. And there are some props also with their little moons that you can sit on and take beautiful photographs as well. Then on the 29th and 30th, we have an event organized by Business Events Sarawak as well, called Bakat Kami Kita. It's open to the public. There'll be, I think, about 30 over booths, and then there also be various workshops happening as well, like how to cook ethnic food, beading, the local ethnic beads, how, and then on the 30th, the 31st, we have the launch of the Miri Bike Week.
Okay, yeah, you can see that you have a list of programs over here.
Please ask them to register. Our bus also limited capacity. Only seat. Our international students can register online, and then we can pass them one of these days to go and attend this event. Outing day for students. I think that will be wonderful.
The Aurora Odyssey is until 14th of August. And it's a ticketed event. It's 10 ringgit for adults, 5 ringgit for kids.
Okay. So so maybe you can always share with me if you have kind
Sure,
of event, and we can share it with
Yeah.
our communities here. Yeah, we have another questions.
I would like to know what's your opinions towards event development in Sarawak, so that we can bring that message back to the students, telling them that this is actually this event management, event development is a great prospect in Sarawak or in Miri. Just to let you know that we have event management as a specialization in Kurtin.
Yeah.
So can you please just share with us, because I do have some students online that might want to know what's the prospect of event management or event development in Sarawak.
Okay. Maybe I share a bit. We are thankful that we have BE Sarawak in Sarawak. Okay. As far as I know, it's the first convention bureau in Malaysia that's actively trying to bring in events, and then the successful rate I heard is about 80%. So meaning they bid for 10 events, they managed to get at least X events to convert in Sarawak. So I would say that events management, we have quite a bright future. We need more people involved in the event management, but to a lot of people, it is still something very unclear and solid. But actually, we see it, so that's why we try to organize events ourselves. But we don't have, because I think I'm a bit old already. So I need new young blood,
energetic.
energetic, and then who can really devote their time and their patience. We need people, and then we have good venues that we can organize a lot of events, not necessarily to be business events, but others art events, even the family day, we can do that. But when you talk about this, we need event. So I think Miri, we need to develop more, and then we need to give them enough room to grow and to try. So I think I would say we need more people.
So we need to develop more people in this field, and then I think that we have the the venue. You have the businesses already that can accommodate a lot of people, like visitors. So yeah. And I think we have an international student here. So maybe what do you expect to see in Miri for this?
Well, from all you've shared, like, I see there's a lot of room for improvement. I've only been here for a month, but I've been to Copacabana, and it's a very good place, and I believe that there's so much that can be done. And as you were saying on how to bring Curtin University and Copacabana together, I think it's a very good place, a very good meeting point for the community and the students to engage together. Like you were saying on how we can have leisure activities. We can also have not very laborious work, but like, you know how here at the university, we can even have fundraisers, but instead of hosting it here, we host it there, because that space is very big. I've been there for the artisan market, so I'm pretty sure some of it's like that, so it can be empty sometimes. So when it's empty, we have like something like fundraisers, and then it's no longer a fundraiser within Curtin University, but you guys spread the word outside to more people, and they can be engaged, and we just work together. And we also remind each other. There's a point that you said about how the locals, I think it's very true that locals need to embrace their place more often, because I don't know how many times I've been asked, why did you choose Miri? Like, I'm just coming from the airport. I haven't seen anything but being out there. I was like, okay, what are you trying to say? It can't be that bad. I'm so excited. I'm like, I'm outside Africa and all that, but that's very true, because if people tell you, oh, Miri is a beautiful place, you're not enthused, you really want to see it. But now I was so demotivated. I'm like, I don't have the enthusiasm. Like, I want to see this place. I want to see this place, because the locals are already telling me, oh, Miri is boring, you know, should have been in KL, and that's why you chose this time. I'm like, oh my goodness. Yeah, it's true.
Okay.
We also need to remind each other, as in the locals of Curtin University, and then show other locals outside that we can embrace your culture to the internationals and make it more exciting, because I'm pretty sure it's not as bad as they say it is. There's so much room for improvement. I was actually impressed on how Copacabana looks like. And with all that you're saying, you even have so many ideas to expand it and bring back event development and have a sustainable event whatsoever going on within this place. So yeah, that's my insight about it.
Yeah, thank you so much for the sharing. It's very good. So when we go out, we have to say that, okay, maybe it's a good place. Please come more often, right? Rather than like, why are you coming to me? Yeah, that's the first impressions. So, so maybe from today onwards, like every one of us, we should bring this message like, please welcome to Miri, and yeah, Miri is really a good place for everything. Yeah. Do you have any other like questions? Or do you have anything to add? Okay,
No.
yeah, I think that's all for today's sessions. Thank you very much, everyone. And we'll see you again in the next IJBEL Studio next week on the 2nd of August. Thank you and have a great day. Bye.
Thank you.
And thank you so much. Very interesting.